Mark Merrill. There's so many reasons to celebrate you, Mark. Certainly there's your support for Shenandoah University over the years, your support for our community, for development, for local public education, your support for environmental initiatives. But I think there are really two major areas that I would love to celebrate about you, because you had already announced your retirement, Mark, when the pandemic was starting. You had announced it well beforehand, but you got us ready. If it weren't for the work that you and Valley Health did in conjunction with lots of community partners in the Virginia Department of Health, our Northern Valley community might not have been ready to care for the many COVID patients that were in your hospitals and clinics or that were recovering at home, and the incredible vaccination effort that went into it. So that's the first thing. You got us all prepared, helped lead the initial stage. You were the one who was willing to go out there and say, we have to take this seriously. Let's get organized. The second thing I'd like to celebrate you for is the incredibly smooth transition between you, Mark Merrill, and your successor, Mark Nance. So often organizations have hiccups in the transition between leadership. This was such an important year that things go smoothly. And it did go smoothly. You were gracious and you were generous in handing that off and ensuring that not only did you end successfully, but the person who followed you could be successful from day one. And I think that's so important. That shows great strength of character. It shows that you think beyond yourself. And so thank you for keeping us safe in the first hand, for a really successful and smooth transition. And thank you for everything you've done for Shenandoah University and for our broader community.
So Sinclair Health Clinic is very privileged to be in the position to be able to help people who otherwise wouldn't be able to access healthcare and pharmacy services. It's an honor to be able to have the support of the community with us every day so we can do these amazing things for people and literally provide life-saving care with the support of our community behind us through community donations and through all of the support with our partners. It's not just the clinic doing it, it's all of our partners doing it with us together. And not only do we get to provide great medical care and pharmacy care and mental health services, but we also are in this unique position to connect patients to resources in the community with other partners. Because let me tell you what, it's really hard to be healthy if you have trouble with food insecurity or if you have trouble with housing instability. And with our wonderful partners like CCAP and Highlands, Shenandoah University, we all come together to provide this wonderful network of services for our patients so we can provide really holistic health. Valley Health they are tremendous supporters of the clinic and of our patients. Not only do they donate hundreds of thousands of dollars in laboratory services, like critical laboratory services, they're also here for technical guidance and support. For example, we found that our patients were having trouble getting to the laboratory for blood draws. And so after we talked with Valley Health, we now have volunteer phlebotomists they're volunteered through Valley Health coming to our clinic 3 days a week to provide this really important service for our patients. Because if you have trouble with transportation, it's really hard to go walk that mile up to the diagnostic center and another mile back. So by working together, we're able to remove barriers that impede people on their path to wellness. And I just can't say enough good things about Valley Health and all they've done for us. We stayed open through the pandemic, which it was challenging. A lot of our patients don't have telehealth capabilities. They don't have smartphones or internet service. And we have to stay open to help manage their conditions and to make sure they can stay healthy. And on top of that, we did do and continue to do COVID testing. We did do a good number of COVID vaccines. But I think really the important thing is the health maintenance and making sure that patients throughout this year plus experience, that our patients' health is maintained and improved upon throughout that time. A lot of our patients are frontline workers. They work in agriculture, they're in high-risk positions, and by being here for them and keeping our doors open and seeing them, we're able to make sure that they can continue on and be healthy and maintain their health or improve upon their health. We did a lot more mental health services during that time because pandemics are stressful. So being able to provide the mental health services and upping our game on that front, and also connecting patients to those community resources like for food insecurity and all of those social determinants of health, we were able to provide a really safe place for patients to continue on their road of wellness. So Dr. Sinclair he's just a remarkable person. He had a vision. He brought the community together with his partners to make Sinclair Health Clinic what it is today. And he's become more than just a person, but also a symbol of all of the wonderful things people can do together through really the goodness of their heart and seeing a purpose and seeing a cause and going forward and working on solving those problems. He's more than just a person, and our name Sinclair Health Clinic is more than just him, but also what he represents, that push to do more by working together. Dr. Rosenfeld is an incredible leader, an incredible support system for this clinic. We couldn't do what we do without her. She is always available for our providers to ask questions and get more insights and more advice on the really tough cases that we see. And she's just, her wealth of experience it really does make what we do here possible. For the tough cases, for leadership and guidance, we benefit from her experience here every day. And we're grateful to have her as our medical director.
The Sinclair Health Clinic is, to me, the anchor of our campus. The clinic came on board when they decided to conduct a community health needs assessment and have the community tell us what are the health needs in our area. And the community told Valley Health System, who was conducting that community health needs assessment, that we needed a campus of agencies where people who have special needs, people who are victims of neglect or abuse, people who have health care needs that they cannot afford, they may be unemployed, they may be underemployed, uninsured, where they can come and be served with dignity. So when this was determined to be the area, the Sinclair Health Clinic, at that time was the free medical clinic, under the directorship of Dr. Terry Sinclair, decided that they wanted to be a part of this collaborative effort. We are grateful to Dr. Sinclair, his board, and the staff members of the clinic for realizing the benefit of this partnership. They realized that coming to a campus where there are other agencies providing similar services to help round out the service needs of any individual in our community could be met. And without them, I am not sure that our health would have been the success that it is today. So we're really grateful to them for all that they have done for our community. The Sinclair Health Clinic has given so much to so many people to help lift them up out of poverty. They are meeting their health needs, and that is not the only aspect of what they are doing for these people. When you are not feeling well, you don't feel good enough to go to work. And so they attend to the medical needs that the person has, but they also recognize that the person may have other specific needs. There may be a mental health illness. There may be a need for dental care. There may be a need for pharmacy services. There may be a need for employment services. But they recognize and have always recognized the need to provide the person with opportunity to good health care and for access to other services. So they also serve as a referral for people who have needs to go to other agencies to get the services. I've known Dr. Sinclair for a very long time. We are actually in Rotary together, the Winchester Rotary Club together. Dr. Sinclair lives that Rotary motto. He is one of the best examples of our motto, which is service above self. He is always and has always thought about the needs of other people above his own needs. And he recognized very early on that people that were uninsured or unemployed did not have a place to go to get good quality health care. And he made that happen in the basement of his church for a number of years. He recognized when the Our Health campus was being considered as a vision for this community, that bringing the clinic to the campus would help foster greater collaboration and provide greater services for this community. He is, to me, a shining example of what it means to live a life of giving back to other people who need it the most.
I was honored to speak at David's funeral, and one of the remarks I made there was that I was not aware of a time in my life that David wasn't there. There was no time before David because we grew up together. He was one of those people that was just always there. You don't remember a time when you met him. So we went through, we were in every grade in school together. We were in scouts together. We played sports together. We were sang in choirs together, just on and on. But I thought it might be important because of the nature of the honorees this year that I talk a little bit about at least my impressions of David in regard to his medicine. And what stood out for me in speaking with David was that what he really did care about was, as a physician, he wanted to be known to be competent. As a clinician, he wanted to be capable, but there was much more than that about David. He was compassionate. He really cared. He wanted people to just feel better. He had he recognized and he respected. And of course I saw this in interactions at a young age and throughout his life. He recognized and he respected the inherent worth and dignity of each individual that he interacted with. And so in my mind, he really attained what could be characterized as maybe a sacred place in the practice of medicine, which is that of healer. Yeah, David was a healer. And so for me, in the context of this, that was his achievement. That was his contribution.